Good evening and welcome to tonight's coverage of high school field hockey on North Penn Television. You are tuned into Comcast Channel 28, Verizon Channel 29, or NPTV YouTube Live. I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Spencer Halval preparing for tonight's District 1 AAA conference matchup between the visiting Souderton Indians and your home North Penn Knights. It is a great atmosphere here tonight, beautiful weather, a horizon, and a sunset coming over our turf stadium tonight at North Penn, the home of North Penn field hockey and the setting of our Tuesday night matchup tonight. Spencer, we have a load of talent on display on the turf tonight. What are you expecting to see in action for very two top-tier teams?
Well, I'm seeing from North Penn, you got senior captains Alex Fine and Deborah Kim, both leaders on the field, and they've been holding it down for the Knights all year. You got senior Jillian Lampetuck. She's been a leader on the team, looking to really push the offense. And they got Mallory Stowell, who's been holding it down in the goal, looking to lock down the fast Indian offense.
The Knights are led by head coach Shannon McCracken. I got to catch up with head coach McCracken before our matchup tonight for a pregame interview, looking over the roster, their history, and some of the big names we can expect to see tonight. And she definitely mentioned Jillian Lampetuck as the only senior on the four line, a lead attacker who takes smart shots, something we'll see plenty of tonight. And they're looking to especially have her execute on the corners in the action tonight. Once again, as I mentioned, the only senior, so she's going to bring that leadership as well. And as you mentioned as well, Spencer, in net for the Knights tonight, wearing number 94 and the orange jersey, is Mallory Stowell, going to be the anchor of this defense. Souderton coming with plenty of attack, some big names as well, as their key attackers are Anna Guadzink, wearing number 4, number 2, Courtney Keena, and number 1, her sister, Lauren Keena. So some names we can expect to see tonight. Plenty of action.
That's right, Eric. Got a lot of inner family in the team, and here we go off the start off.
So as we kick off our action tonight, the Knights will hold on to possession. They're on the right side of the screen wearing their white jerseys with the Columbia blue jersey numbers and navy blue pants. On the left side of the screen are the Souderton visiting Indians in their red jerseys with the white trimming and white jersey numbers. Souderton will hold on to possession now as it will be forced back into their own end of the field. And now looking to send it upfield, it will be the Indians now working around the NP logo. Finding the far side of the field is number 8 and number 9 with possession, Angie Borisal. However, her initial reach attempt will go out of play. The Knights holding possession, but the Indians will take over. Riley Sniz pushing along your far side of the screen. She'll be tied up as the defense from the Knights. The pressure is able to force that attack away, and the Indians will be forced back to midfield.
You see, North Penn's really trying to push the ball hard. They're not necessarily holding possession for too long, but you never know with these hard pushes that could lead to something open down the line.
Pushing off midfield, the Knights will be in hot pursuit, led by number 19 for North Penn, Katie Blanche, as Lauren Keena on the initial attempt for the defense. Her sister, Courtney Keena, will now hold on to possession, dribbling along your close side of the screen. Lampetuck with the pressure. Keena will get away, and the Indians will continue to be in hot pursuit. Lauren Keena on your far side of the screen. She'll reach it over, dishing it over to number 16, Kate Martin. However, out of the reach of Martin, the Indians will trade over possession, and the Knights will take over.
We've seen the Knights really emphasizing playing hard on defense, not letting them get too far into the box, really trying to hold that Souderton offense really away from the goal.
Lindsay Gilbert will have possession now for the Knights as North Penn will look to try and get it across midfield here in the early parts of this first half. Standing at 28 minutes, so 2 minutes into action, and it's been Souderton so far. Spencer, what have you been seeing from this very early parts of the action that North Penn kind of needs to step up to get the ball on the other end of the turf?
Souderton's moving their passes really quick, and their defense is not able really to rotate around and catch up to it. Looks like they need to pick up their feet a little bit more, try to get to the ball quicker, try to stop off some of those passes. Right now, Souderton has too much possession of time.
Autumn Hunter will feed it back to number 4, Anna Gwadzinski, as we are now at 27 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock here in our first half of action at the North Penn Turf. Once again, I'm Eric Jessberger alongside Spencer Halval at North Penn's Turf Stadium on a beautiful Tuesday night for some District 1 AAA conference action between the Souderton Indians and the North Penn Knights. No score so far, no shots on net, but we can expect the defense to continue to bring the anchor and the offense to get moving pretty quick as Souderton is looking to try and cook something up here in North Penn's end of the turf. Pass almost intercepted away by the initial Knight. Looking on that attempt was number 9, Byron Detweiler. However, Souderton will be able to hold on to it and be able to force the ball back into North Penn territory.
You really see Souderton trying to push the ball up. They have almost all of their team up into the box. They're really trying to get that ball in, but North Penn's locking it down right now.
Fed in for Kina. She'll look to push across. The farthest Souderton has got into North Penn territory. However, no shot to Stowell in net, but the Indians are still coming on with the pressure. Number 12 with the backhand feed. Kylie Norbeck into North Penn territory. However, that circle won't be met with the ball on the turf. But a pass intercepted by Kina once again. Here's a shot that will come just wide of Twine, just missing the net in the far right post. North Penn, sigh of relief there. It's an early shot there from Lauren Kina. Almost found the early points of this ball game.
North Penn's got to be careful making these long passes. They're getting intercepted way too easily.
Courtney Kina will feed it in, and the Indians will be able to bring it in once again into North Penn territory, but a whistle will be blown, and number 13, Alex Fine, will feed it up. Here is number 5 with the hot pursuit, Aaron O'Donnell, close side of screen. North Penn finally getting their offense going here. However, a pass intended for number 19, Katie Blanche, will prove unsuccessful thanks to the defense of Kina. Deborah Kim on your far side of the screen in the works with Jillian Lampatak on the far side of the screen, as the ball will be held on to North Penn in their white jerseys and continuing to push in. Souderton defense unable to come up with it, but they'll finally get a stick in the way as the pass right in front of the net intended for Lampatak will prove unsuccessful for the Knights' first offensive attack.
See this 1-2 punch with the Kinas, Lauren and Courtney really trying to push the ball up, really holding that Souderton team together.
A family business there for Souderton as the Kina sisters are doing the most here for Souderton in the early parts of our first half of action. Standing at 24 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock here at North Penn's Turf Stadium. It will be Souderton with possession. However, they'll have to dig themselves out of their own end of the turf, and a lift pass from number 4, Anna Gwazinski, will be able to be the answer and the solution there for the Indians. Deborah Kim on the pursuit. However, Kina able to dribble around her. She'll then send a backhand pass up and intended for number 16, Kate Martin. However, it will trickle over her stick and roll across the North Penn bench out of play, giving possession back over to the Knights. Here's Lampatak. She'll cross midfield. Getting past the yellow line, they'll feed it up. However, the Indians all over it as they'll swallow up possession. But with a stoppage of play, the officials will find something different, and possession will go back over to the Knights.
The officials tonight are Kathy Gregory and Diane Plappert. They got a busy night as arch rivals North Penn and Souderton on this beautiful Tuesday evening.
We can expect not only some pretty close action tonight, a close score, but also some smack talking out there definitely between these crosstown rivals. As the last time these both teams met, Souderton was able to get away with a 4-0 victory over the Knights. However, getting the catch up with Jillian Lampatak, the senior on the North Penn field hockey team, and a key name we'll see tonight as she is wearing the number 31 tonight for North Penn. Getting to catch up with her in a pregame interview, she mentioned that they are a different team and excited to prove that tonight against the Indians, a crosstown rival. They're looking to try and bring out and pull up a huge victory against a very well-talented team.
Yeah, with Souderton and North Penn being so close together, a lot of these players know each other, and they've been playing against each other all their careers. So they're really going to know each other well and how each other plays. So it's going to be a tough matchup for both teams.
Both teams well-rounded and well-talented. As the early parts of this game here, we're still at 0-0 on the scoreboard with 22 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock here in our first half. Possession at midfield has been much of the story, as Souderton will now be able to cross the NP logo at midfield, and it'll be Courtney Kina on the charge. North Penn trying to swallow it up. However, a reach out there defensive play from the Knights will be able to prove successful, and a shot will go wide there from the stick of number 6, Riley Niz, unable to find the back of the net, and the Knights will take over.
Being 8 minutes in here, we've only seen 2 shots from Souderton and 1 from North Penn. It's really been a defensive battle. A lot of this playing has been seen from the midfield.
Megan Olberg kicking it off for the Knights on their own end of the turf. This ball will get out to midfield before the Indians will remain with possession. Dishing it back, they'll be looking to work something up here as they'll then be able to cross. on the pursuit. Number 4, Anna Gwadzinski. Her pass intended on your far side of your screen at midfield by the Souderton bench. Number 12, Kylie Norbeck, unable to come up with it.
You definitely notice Jillian's pressure up front. Even though the Souderton has the ball on defense back in their own field, she's pushing up trying to cause some havoc.
And a fight for possession as the battle will go in favor of the Indians. That's number 2, Courtney Keena, battling it out with number 13, Alex Fine of North Penn. Keena able to come up with the win there on the mini skirmish at midfield. And the Indians will get set to do it again here on their far side of the screen. And a located tic-tac-toe pass there will find Keena getting into North Penn territory on the far side of the screen. A stick battle will break out. Indians coming up with it, and they'll send it back out to midfield, getting set to do it again and reset their attack. This pass will get by Julian Lampatako on the pressure, and then cross for North Penn as they'll take possession. That ball dribbling out of play, out of bounds, and the Knights will take over possession on your right side of the screen.
The slow offense right now by the Indians really has not been proven well, as the Knights been able to catch up to the passes, really anticipate where that ball is going to be and pick it off.
And a mental error there as Megan Albert's pass intended for Deborah Kim will go out of bounds, and the Souderton Indians will take over much of the possession. As if we had a time clock, it'd definitely be all Souderton so far with possession of the field hockey ball tonight. However, for the Knights, they'll cross midfield, and here on the attack, led by number 27, Lindsay Gilbert. She'll look to try and dribble this ball up. Lampatak will reach out, fed up, and continue on the attack. Here's Lampatak looking to get a shot off. She'll be tripped up and will hit the grass and the turf. As winning the battle there on the defensive pressure, Anna Gwadzinski will be able to squash away Lampatak's offensive attack. Alex Fine's pass intended for number 22. Allie Hoffman will be taken away by the Indians, but the Knights are right back with it. Lampatak leading the charge before Souderton will squash it away once again.
Gotta be careful with the ball down the sidelines. It could go any way, causing another team to get a quick advantage.
And right on cue, North Penn will get advantage on that one as the call will go in favor of the Knights. And a great footwork play there, able to keep it with the stick. Number 5, Erin O'Donnell will charge. She'll then spin around. However, the Souderton Indians will gobble up with possession. A whistle, however, will blow from the officials, and North Penn will hold on to it once again. This ball will be lifted into the air as number 6 on the pressure, Riley Niz, will be able to tip that pass intended from Madison Walsberger of the Knights.
19 minutes in here, and we're seeing how the slow offense will work here for North Penn as Souderton intercepts the ball and going downfield.
Courtney Keena on the charge once again. It's been the Keena sisters who have been much of the Indian story so far tonight, especially offensively, as they will hold on to possession as a whistle will blow, and the Indians will meet up to discuss their offensive attack right here.
We look for looking like a first corner kick here as the Indians around the circle and the Knights gather in the goal.
So a corner attack will be set up for the Indians, the first of the night for either squad, standing at the 18-minute and 15-second mark on our first half. Pass in, it will find Keena. She'll dribble around. Courtney with the backhand shot, unable to come through the Knights' defense, and North Penn will prove successful and win the battle there on the first corner attempt. Unsuccessful for Souderton. The defense will reign victorious on that battle.
Those corners are dangerous. There's a lot of goals in the box. It's really hard for the goalie to see it, but looked like North Penn really locked it up quick and got the ball out of there.
Indians will work it up and start it on their own end of the turf. This pass almost taken away by Jillian Lampatak. However, she's able to muffin enough to find Deborah Kim to follow up and second that as the pass up to Jillian Lampatak. However, unsuccessful. Looks like an offsides call there against the Knights. So Souderton will take over once again.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one. Jillian was being aggressive, trying to get to the ball, just one step too much.
A very fast-paced sport here, so that's why definitely the action keeps on coming here for us up here in the booth tonight, calling the action once again. I'm Eric Jesper alongside Spencer Hobau. You're watching North Penn Television, and the North Penn Knights hosting Souderton Indians here in girls field hockey action on the North Penn Turf Stadium. We have a 0-0 score at 17 minutes in our first half of action. The Knights on the pursuit. Their best attack so far tonight, and a shot there from O'Donnell will be batted away by the defense. This shot dribbling off of the blocker of the goaltender tonight, Tegan Farina, unsuccessful for the Knights. Souderton with a great attack there. Tegan Farina with her first shot on net tonight. She's able to come up with the save.
There's some great passing there by North Penn. It looks like if they can keep that up all night, they'll find some good shot attempts, as Vigan just came up missing that, but we don't know how she'll play in goal.
Souderton leading the charge across midfield. Once again, Lauren Keena on the attack. She'll find her way around Lindsey Gilbert and continue. She'll get a backhand shot blocked. Using the body there to muff that shot away. Number 13 with some great defense. Alex Fine on the block.
That was some hustle there, putting her body in front of the ball, stopping it, making it real good for North Penn as the push was coming up fast and they were losing on numbers. Ball's up towards midfield here.
And the Knights will get set here at midfield, standing at the NP logo. They'll send it back for number 33, Megan Albert. And the Knights will get something cooking.
Contrary of what North Penn's been doing, their fast offense really is going in here. They don't look to run this slow offense. They like to go fast and like to see how it is.
This ball will dribble through North Penn and Souderton players at midfield. The Knights will come up with the possession, as it was number 13 on the pressure, Alex Fine, as getting double team there from Souderton. She's able to come up and win the battle.
Alex Fine and Megan Albert really been coming up clutch for North Penn defense, as these pushes by Souderton by number 2 and 6 have been really coming fast, but they've been able to lock it down on their own.
The Indians on the attack here once again in North Penn territory. It's Key now. She'll get a shot. It will dribble through, and Mallory Stowell able to beat around the ball as it will roll out of bounds. As I believe the second shot really intended on net tonight on Stowell. Not much action there so far for the goaltenders, as the defense has definitely stepped up and clamped down on the offensive attack so far.
Yeah, as much as it's been a time possession for Souderton, the defense has really been winning the game for them. As much as Souderton holds on to the ball, they've been able to stop them.
And a line drive shot will come across midfield, batted down by number 9 of the Knights. That's Baylin Detweiler. However, the Indians will come up with the Keenah once again, as the Keenah sisters all over the turf tonight for Souderton. The score, however, remains 0-0. We'll see if the Keenah sisters are able to come up with a back-of-the-net visit from a shot tonight.
You really see when the ball stays out of the box, the defenseman able to play their job better, and the goalie doesn't have to be so attentive looking for random shots, because she got more time, more space to be able to prepare for the ball.
Autumn Hunter will win possession in her favor, beating out number 9 on the defensive pressure, Baylin Detweiler. The shot will get through the stick and get through the footing of number 6, Riley Niz, and North Penn will take over after the miscue from Souderton's tic-tac-toe pass connection. This pass will be led up to Jillian Lampetok. However, her chip pass attempt to number 21, Eleni Contrabis, will be unsuccessful, and the Indians will take over.
You see these big passes here, they can lead to some big breakaways. Souderton's been playing at risk, you just stopping them, but you never know. Down the line, these big passes could lead to a breakaway and a goal.
Keena on hot pursuit on the far side of the net. She'll find it into the center. However, the center pass trickled off of a North Penn defender into the arms of number 6, Riley Niz. We'll get a stoppage of play, but the Indians will get a second corner attempt here tonight, as another corner attack will get set to be in favor of the Indians.
Souderton's conversing on what their plan is to see if they can score a goal here, but looks like half the defenders can keep playing the way they are, and Malley can lock it down a goal. Should be no problem for North Penn.
Kate Martin will feed it in to the Indians, as it will be Keena once again here taking the shot. This one will dribble up. Stowell out of the net. She's able to apply the pressure almost like a defenseman, and she will break that pass up for the Indians, as the attack will be unsuccessful. The execution broken up by Stowell in net, and the Knights will get out of it once again, proving the Indians unsuccessful on 2 of their corner attempts.
You see a very well-conditioned North Penn team, as they're always pushing the ball up. Even after a quick corner attempt, they're trying to get upfield.
On the attack, Eleni Contrabis, she'll be double-teamed and sent hard down to the turf, as number 4 and number 15, Anna Gwadzinski, and number 15, Taylor Weaver, proving unsuccessful on the pressure there, and it'll be the Knights getting a corner attempt here, looking to execute and go 1-1 here, trying to find the back of the net.
Let's see if the first corner can be prevailed, but see how Souderton's goalie, Tegan, can do on her first shot.
Aaron O'Donnell will feed it in from the baseline on their far left side of the screen. This shot will be sent in, immediately fumbled. However, the Knights will hold on to it, trying to get a shot off in front of the net. Batted away by the Indians. And it looks like we'll get set to do it again as the Indians able to break it up. But the Knights will get a round 2 here on a corner attempt.
Yeah, so see with the trouble in the corner in the box, you see a lot of pressure being able to put in there, and you got to be careful with your stick play or if it hits your foot because it can lead to another corner.
O'Donnell fed in. It will find and pass back to O'Donnell, however, along the baseline, unsuccessful to the far right side of the net. This one will be broken up. The Indians defense will muff that shot attempt from O'Donnell away as the ball unable to come off the stick as a shot. So the Indians will get out of there as proving successful on 2 corner attempts for the Knights. Both teams 0 for 2 on corner attempts, something that if you're going to want to see some high score later in the parts of the game, something you're going to want to change if you're the head coaches for both squads.
Yeah, both teams rocking some good defense. As you saw there earlier, Souderton using that high ball to get the ball downfield. Second time they used that tonight.
Deborah Kim's pass intended for Sierra G will be out of the reach for the Knights connection, and the Indians will take over once again after North Penn is unable to come up with another offensive attack. This pass from number 4, Anna Gwadzinski, will be taken away by number 9, Balin Detweiler, as she'll dribble in, being double teamed, now triple teamed by Souderton as a sea of red will come on her in the corner.
She's trapped in the corner, see if she can find a pass out.
A backhand pass attempt, she'll hold on to it before the officials will break it up, stopping play. As number 10 with the defensive pressure, Autumn Hunter for the Indians will win out the battle over number 9, Detweiler. Pass taken away. Number 21 fed up. It's Contrabis. And in front of the net is Sierra G. The shot saved right in front of the net by Tegan Farina. However, North Penn still coming on with the pressure. This will be broken up. A stoppage of play. And for Souderton, they're able to get a sigh of relief there. Sierra G almost, she had the pressure around her, but pretty much wide open in front of the net with a one-on-one opportunity with just Farina, the orange pads in front of her. Farina coming up with the battle and winning that shot out. However, Souderton will have to trade it over for a corner attempt for the Knights.
Ball coming in from Aaron. Swung around.
Deborah Kim will wind up. Her shot will be broken up, batted away. However, the Indians will be able to prevail and take away possession on the defensive pressure and knocking down that shot. Number 4, Anna Gwadzinski will then feed it up. And the Indians will dig themselves out of their own end of the turf. And on hot pursuit, they'll send it the other way. Courtney Kina across midfield. She'll get around another one. Tripped up as a stoppage of play in favor of the Indians. As a no-doubt call there will go in favor of Souderton.
Quick flip of fields right here as Knights had performed a few corners, and now Souderton looks to do of their own. See how they can do against the strong Knights defense and Mallory Stowell in goal.
So once again, now we're seeing the offense kind of pick up. The defense has been locking down throughout pretty much all of this first half action tonight. However, as we stand at 8 minutes and 14 seconds on our clock in the first half, the Indians looking to execute on their 3rd corner attempt tonight. This will be immediately broken up. The Knights storming out of their net and able to apply the pressure. Indians trying to work with what they can. Stowell out of net. Here's a shot in front. Block, initial save, rebound will be picked up by the Indians. And Souderton will pick up our first points on the match tonight. Didn't quite see who came up with that rebound in front of the net, as it was Courtney Kina on the far side of the screen getting that pass centered for the Indians. And then Souderton bringing the pressure there, able to get one shot, initially batted away by Stowell in front of the net. However, the follow-up, the defense for the Knights, unable to be successful, and the Indians will walk away in front of the net with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you saw the Indians changed up what they're going to do with the corners. They swung it around, then brought it inside, and it just looked like it was too big of a jumble and hard to follow the ball when there's that many players inside in the box, and it found the net. And Indians took that 1-0 lead at the 8-minute mark of the first half. We'll see if North Penn can bounce back and get a goal of their own before the half.
Unfortunately, as I mentioned, that sea of red jerseys unable to come up with a number on who came up with that goal. However, the Indians will prevail, as I'm sure the scoreboard is all they really care about in their conference matchup tonight. A crosstown rivalry against a familiar foe in pretty much any sport, on a baseball field, grass and dirt, in the football stadium, on the turf, on the tennis courts behind us. It really is a rivalry wherever you go between Souderton and North Penn. So for the Indians, the better team record-wise coming in tonight, they have 3 D1 commits. The names of number 1, Lauren Keena, Courtney Keena, number 2, she's repping tonight, and number 4, Anna Gwadzinski. Names we have mentioned plenty of times tonight. You can expect probably one of the Keena sisters coming up with that last shot to put it into the back of the net for the Indians. So for them, the talent is definitely on your left side of the field tonight for the Indians repping their red and white jerseys. However, North Penn, some talent of their own. What are some of the key names you're seeing probably step up here with already a deficit in the first half, Spencer?
I mean, you see it on defense. Number 33, Megan Albert, and number 13, Alex Fine, have been playing really strong defense. Contrary to being down 1-0, they've been back there stopping goals from getting into the box. They've been really holding it down, especially when there's those breakaways, using their hustle and body to get in front of the ball. And then you got Jillian Lampetok applying a lot of pressure up front. And then now you saw the sub come in, Sierra G, number 12, the senior. She's really up there ready to shoot some goals, get it in quick. So let's see how a little more time for North Penn, a little more time possession with up in the field, how could really affect with more shots on the board.
Standing at 7 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock. We have, as you mentioned, much of the action there for Sierra G coming in with that initial shot tonight. However, and as you saw, definitely bringing up the action for those initial shot attempts for both sides. We have plenty of action here along the home crowd and away crowd visiting tonight. As Souderton, the nearby neighbor, they're definitely bringing out the support for their squad tonight on the left side of his screen. They're huddling up, ready to take the field after the initial score and holding on to the lead of 1-0. We also have a pretty packed student section as the home crowd of North Penn filling up the aisles here along your close side of the screen for North Penn, as they're looking to try and bring the support and bring the Knights out of this 1-0 deficit here in the halfway point on our first half of action.
Yeah, it's like you said, Eric, being 2 rival teams, it's a great thing. When there's a game, almost all the parents and fans can come to a big crowd. You know, always better for a good environment and good student section.
Is also a middle school field hockey support night tonight, as the middle school teams coming out to support their North Penn varsity squad, as the girls are coming out to support what they hope to be future North Penn field hockey players on this very same turf in action here, such as against a rivalry team and a conference matchup like here against Souderton. However, as we get back to the action, it's Sierra G of North Penn bringing the charge or bringing the fight right out of the gates here for the Knights, as her pass intended upfield for number 21, Eleni Contrabis, unable to prove successful, as the Indians will prevail and hold on to possession.
You've seen Jillian and Sierra pushing the ball up. 2 seniors there really applying pressure as Aaron Donald goes hard into the ground trying to stop the ball. Really good hustle here.
Hard defensive play. Aaron O'Donnell shaking up a little bit after that contact. However, she's able to come up with what she needed there on the defensive side, trying to make this defense turn quickly into offense. But the Indians, well-conditioned and a well-balanced team, will come out and hold on to possession.
See the ball quickly turn over, and Knights are hustling to get upfield. They really don't want to waste no time.
A chip shot pass will be fed up along their close side of the screen. It's number 5 with the pursuit, Aaron O'Donnell. She'll then get a shot off screen from Jillian Lampetok. However, with the block and a great stoppage of play, almost like a goalie, number 4, Anna Gwadzinski will be able to squash away that attempt there and the shot from O'Donnell. As the Indians holding on to the 1-0 lead, they'll now send it upfield looking to make it 2.
Ball down here on the sideline, a little juggle, a little fight between. And it looks like North Penn is victorious.
Great stick work there from number 33. Showing off a bit of the skill there, Megan Albert, as she'll dribble around and come up with possession. After stick contact, will draw a whistle, and North Penn will hold on to possession, getting a free shot, as they'll send it back upfield. Tic-tac-toe connection will find Sierra G at the NP logo at the 50-yard line. However, this then will be squashed away by the Indians. And stick work and footwork from Lauren Keena will get an Indian charge here across midfield, along the far right side of the screen. Courtney Keena on pursuit. on the far side of the net. She'll get a pass there in front of the net. And Stowell will lay out in front. It's a stick fight, a battle in front of the net. The Indians unable to come up with the point, unable to find the back of the net. The Knights will hold on to it, and a sigh of relief there, as I mentioned once again, something we've probably seen plenty of tonight. The Knights will trade this corner attempt to be able to keep that ball out of the back of the net. A great hustle attempt by Mallory Stowell in net for the Knights tonight. She's able to knock away that attempt and lay out to prove a brick wall in front of the Indians' charge.
Yeah, definitely the play you want there. Real busy with the stick work, all right near the goal. Get you all nervous as the ball gets kicked in from the corner.
Courtney Keena will find her sister on the far side of the screen. A backhand pass behind the back. This shot and a target. A missile there from number 4. Anna Gwanzinski, the D1 commit for the Indians coming into tonight. She will almost unexpectedly send a missile right through the padding of Mallory Stowell in net, as it looked to be a bit quiet on the far side screen. The Knights defense looked like they were playing more of a zone rather than attacking the initial ball carrier of Gwadzinski. And she'll send this top shelf to the back of the net, beating Stowell in net and giving the Indians a 2-0 lead here with 4 minutes and 45 seconds on our clock in our first half of action.
Yeah, I really didn't expect that goal there. I mean, you see, she's D1 commit for a reason. She can shoot it well, and it came out of nowhere. The Knights defense wasn't ready themselves.
A pass will be taken away, chipped up from the stick of number 5, Aaron O'Donnell. She'll hold on to it, dribbling around. She'll be 1 defender. She'll be 2 defender. However, the third one will come up with it. Number 10, Autumn Hunter, proving the brick wall in front of O'Donnell, as the Knights charge will be unsuccessful and Souderton will take over.
You definitely see different styles of play here. Souderton tries to use those shorter passes and runs more, while North Penn looks to push the ball real hard with those long passes. Makes it trickier for Souderton to pick them off, but if they do, it can really prove just some quick breakaways.
Fine to Kim. And a stoppage of play, contact there from Deborah Kim on number 10, playing the defense for the Indians. Autumn Hunter will give possession back over to the Indians. And Souderton, at the NP logo, will now get across into North Penn territory. Courtney Keena dribbling on your far side of the screen, working a very similar play. Here's the shot, batted away by Stowell. And the Indians will have to reset and do it again.
Farther shot of the night, outside the box, and you see some contact here. And whistle favor of North Penn as they push it down the field.
Lampatak on the charge. The senior for North Penn will lead it across. She'll set a hard shot, winding up, looking to find number 21 with the reception, a landing contrabus. However, the Indians will intercept the pass and take over. So for the Indians, they're looking to get this ball out of their own end of the turf. Keena doing much of the work and showing off the conditioning for the Indians. She'll then send it across as they'll go horizontally before number 10 of the Indians will find number 16. That's Autumn Hunter connecting with Kate Martin. And the Indians on the pursuit once again. Keena across to her sister. Courtney Keena will get a shot off. However, Stowell will break it up, and a stoppage of play just before Courtney Keena will get a backhand shot, which will trickle across the goal line into the back of the net. But the stoppage of play will go in favor of North Penn, as they'll be able to get a break and come out with possession, avoiding a 3-0 deficit.
Great play there, Mallory. Quickly coming to the net, charging the ball. Really helps stopping, and that stoppage of play really helps. That shot on net, if not called, would have been a goal for Souderton.
Kim with the interception. She'll then continue to push and bring the pressure to come up with the ball. However, this pass attempt will be brought away and muffed away by number 15, Weaver.
See a lot of plays on the sideline here. Souderton doesn't really like staying in the middle of the field. They like staying on the either close or far sideline, trying to push it up there and force it around the edges.
I think that's something great to point out, Spencer, because we've seen North Penn get some of their biggest breaks across the midfield portion, such as Jillian Lampatak bringing that charge, and in addition, Aaron O'Donnell. Souderton's been working much of the sidelines. That's where they've been successful, and that's where they have a goal, 2-0 across the far baseline, where after that shot from Gwadzinski was able to find the back of the net, finding Twine to give Souderton a 2-0 lead. And they'll look to do it again here with 1 minute and 30 seconds left on our first half of action. A 2-0 lead here for the Indians. The Knights trying to get a shot back on net, as only 2 shots on Tegan Farina in net for the Indians tonight. They're 0 for 2 on those shot attempts.
Minute left here. Indians holding possession, seeing if they can hold it out while North Penn looks to score a goal to shorten that deficit with only a minute till halftime.
It'll be all about who comes out with possession and gets one final shot on net. We can definitely expect some, pressure being brought on, some close, some contact as well, trying to wrap up as the minute will now tick across. 50 seconds on our clock, and it's the Indians with possession pushing across midfield. And great stick work there by Key. Now she'll be able to push him by one defender. Getting by Kim now, and will feed it, dishing it up to number 10, Autumn Hunter. Hunter will push across, however, the stick of number 27 will get in her way. That's Lindsey Gilbert feeding up for the Knights. And North Penn on hot pursuit with a far field connection. On your far side of the screen, with 25 seconds on the clock, Souderton will take over. Both teams trading possessions at midfield, and the Indians will hold on to it. Pushing across, broken up as the Indians unable to get a final shot off here. However, continuing to battle. The Indians trying to make that last push, as Spencer just mentioned. Number 6 with the push, Riley Niz, will be taken away. The pass intercepted, and it will be North Penn. Aaron O'Donnell with the pursuit. And with that final charge there, Eleni Contrubis unable to come up with the final shot on net. But that will wrap up this first half of action. A 2-0 lead for the Souderton Indians visiting our North Penn Turf Stadium tonight. North Penn with very few offensive attacks. Highlighting their first half was the defense. However, a 2-0 lead for the Indians will wrap up our first half coverage. Stay tuned for second half coverage on North Penn Television. I'm Eric Jesper alongside Spencer Howball. Stay tuned as the Indians 2-0 lead at the half.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Good evening and welcome back to the North Penn Turf Stadium here on North Penn Television. You're tuned into Comcast Channel 28, Verizon Channel 29, or NPTV YouTube Live. I'm Eric Jesberger alongside Spencer Halval at the North Penn Turf Stadium as we get set for second half action between the North Penn Knights hosting the visiting Souderton Indians tonight. As on North Penn Television, it is the second half action, 29 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock here. A Souderton 2-0 lead is the start to our second half action. The visitors are proving successful, and on a quick charge, Courtney Keena on the attack as she'll prove successful, getting across not one but two defenders as a chip shot pass across to number 9, Ange Borisall, will be unsuccessful, and the Knights will take over possession. Highlighting some of the first half action we had, Spencer, what were some of the big names and especially the goals we saw for Souderton leading 2-0 here?
So we got some clarification on the first goal. It was by Courtney Keena, assisted by Kate Martin. And our second goal was scored by Anna Gwindeski, number 4, and assisted by Lauren Keena. So you see the Keena sisters really coming up big, really causing some havoc as Souderton looks to push it up here.
North Penn defense will be able to prove successful as the pass there, the interception in front of the net for number 33, Megan Albert, will send a pass straight into the leg of number 13, Alex Fine, as a little mental mistake there from North Penn will give Souderton a corner attempt here. Believe they've had 3 total tonight. Here's their 4th and their first of the second half.
Yeah, the corners have become successful for Souderton. You got to avoid these mental mistakes.
One of their corner attempts proved successful. They're 1 for 3 on those tonight regarding able to score. However, right here, they'll now be 1 for 4 in their corner attempts as the Knights able to sniff it out and break it up in front of their net. Mallory Stowell in net for the Knights. She's made some great saves so far in net tonight. Not too many shots, but when they've come on, she's showed the hustle, able to lay out for some of those rebound attempts. However, the Indians able to squeak 2 by her in the first half. We can expect her to anchor it down and give the offense an opportunity to bring North Penn back in this game, trailing 2-0 here in the second half.
Yeah, she and the defenders been really hustling, trying to stop those balls. I mean, although the score doesn't reflect it's 2-0, they've been playing well, and they look to really stop this Indians offense from keeping any more damage.
Jillian Lampetok will break it up and have possession before a whistle will blow, and Souderton will take over. Number 10, Autumn Hunter, will try and get a pass across. Lampetok with the interception. She'll get a body in front, wind up, and she'll send a pass and a connection to number 5 on their far side of the screen, Erin O'Donnell. She'll dribble by one defender before number 4 of the Indians. Anna Gwadzinski will sniff it out, breaking it up as a great read from the D1 commit of Souderton. She'll send this chip shot across midfield, beating the initial defensive pressure. Number 2, already a goal tonight in her stat book, Courtney Kenna, will get a cross pass attempt, broken up by North Penn as the double team will take over possession, as winning that battle was number 33 of North Penn, Megan Albert.
Yeah, you just saw Deborah Kim there, number 15, really hustling for that ball, really getting down and in there. She was able to win it for the Knights, as it really need a little turnover here for North Penn.
Looking to bring that spark, Alex Fine will look to connect to number 21, Elena Contrubus. However, this pass connection unsuccessful, and the Indians will take over.
Indians continuing their play of the first half down the sideline, trying to open up that defense when North Penn's trying to push it up the middle real hard and fast.
Kylie Norbeck will look for Kenna. However, the Indians will be able to come through with that connection. The Knights will take over. And a little bit of miscommunication there along the sidelines. Both players don't quite know who has possession. The Indians will step up, and it will be number 10, the red and white jerseys of Souderton tonight, taking over, sending it up. Indians on hot pursuit. Dish back as a backwards pass and grabbed out of the air, Deborah Kim for the Knights. And a pass there off of number 12, batted away from Kylie Norbeck, will give possession over to the North Penn Knights, as it will be number 13 in their white and blue jerseys and uniforms tonight. Kylie Norbeck will feed it in. And here come the Indians. Kenna once again on the attack. She'll look to connect as almost a successful tic-tac-toe pass there from Kenna to Niz right in front of the net. Would have had a free shot on net, one-on-one with Stowell in net. However, a little bit of miscommunication there, unable to come up with it. And the Indians will squash away, shooting themselves in the foot on a pure offensive attack attempt.
You've definitely seen some faster and more aggressive play here in the second half, as we're at the just past the 25-minute mark. The fans are getting into it, the players are getting into it. You really see two teams being arch rivals really showing here.
Crosstown rivals in this District 1 AAA conference matchup. Both times these teams met last was at Souderton, and a 4-0 win from the Indians was able to come through in the early parts of this 2019 field hockey season. However, as I mentioned previously in the broadcast, catching up with head coach Shannon McCracken and the senior on the North Penn Knights girls field hockey squad, Jillian Lampetok, they both mentioned, as Jillian will actually get tripped up here in midfield, she'll continue with possession for the Knights, both mentioning that they're a different team, and they're very excited to show that against this Souderton Indians, a very well-rounded, well-balanced team, not only in talent on the turf, like you're seeing tonight, but also with a very well-rounded record as well. Top team in the standings.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be a hard team to beat, but North Penn right now has the hustle and energy to try to do it. Down 2-0. I think they can find some goals here, as their defense has been locked down in the second half. Only one shot attempt and only one corner. They were really preventing from the ball getting close to the goalie, Mallory Stowell.
Angie Burrosaw trying to connect to Lauren Keena. However, North Penn will take over possession, and leading that charge was number 26, Madison Walsberger. And a pass there intended for number 5. Erin O'Donnell will go out of bounds, but Souderton getting a stick on it, as they will be charged with the out of bounds, and the North Penn Knights will hold on to possession on Souderton's end of the turf. Intercepted by the Indians, number 12 with the stick work, as Kylie Norbeck will take it over, as it will be now fed up. And here come the Indians on a pursuit attempt. With the left-hand dribble, now back to the forehand. Number 6, Riley Niz, across horizontally. She'll get a pass intended for number 16 in front of the net, Katie Martin. However, North Penn able to break that up. However, this possession will go back over to the Indians on your far side of the screen, right by the Indians bench.
See some Knights not making some timely passes. Indians are really easily picking it off, pushing it upfield. Some mental mistakes that the Knights are going to have to watch for later in the game, as you got some tough play in the circle here, as see what Souderton can do with it, as North Penn does come victorious.
A center connection unable to be successful for the Indians in front of the net. Their best shot so far in this second half of action tonight, holding on to a 2-0 lead. They're looking to try and tack on to that. As Spencer, you got to expect a goal from the Indians in the second half. Might well knock in the nail in the coffin on this game on the Knights' try and comeback opportunity, correct?
Yeah, you see those 2 goals really being affected by their D1 commits. They're playing extremely well, and you see why they're D1 commits. But you see if North Penn can come together and be a team victory here, try to overcome these 2-0 deficit. If that one more goal could put it away.
Aaron O'Donnell bringing the pressure as hearing the footsteps of O'Donnell coming in on hot pursuit. Number 18, Lauren Fry, able to work away with possession, and she'll dish it out across the midfield for Kenna. Kenna on the pursuit. Lampetok in her back pocket as the footsteps unable to catch up with her. Kenna will hold on to it, and the Indians will be on pursuit once again on the far side of the screen.
You definitely see Aaron O'Donnell, a smaller player on the field, number 5, but really feisty and really able to get into it. Not afraid of any contact or winning those tough fights for the ball.
A player you're going to need to step up here if you're a Knight in the second half of action with a 2-0 deficit. The Indians with a shot backhand there from number 1, Lauren Kenna. The Kenna sisters have been a menace tonight for North Bend, especially their defense, as her sister Courtney Kenna already with a goal tonight. Lauren unable to find Twine here with the back of the net on that backhand shot, dribbling just to the right of the back of the net. A sigh of relief and a break for North Penn.
Yeah, you see that family connection, both big athletes, both D1 commits. You see why they're ready to score some goals. But as you see North Penn able to push it up here and trying to get a little advantage with some stick play.
Lampetok shot will find the back of the net as she'll wind up with a shot firing, however, a stoppage of play, as it looks like this will be not only traded away from a North Penn goal, but also possession will be traded back over to the Indians. The officials saw something we quite didn't see, as it looked to be just offsides, perhaps the call, as Lampetok almost able to bring a spark there for the Knights offense and the Knights team in this second half. The senior, unfortunately, the goal will be squashed away.
I believe that actually, since he was outside the circle, and I'm pretty sure since the ball had become elevated into the air, that was an illegal shot. I am not sure on the call, so do not quote me. But I believe that is the reasoning why it was called back. As you see Souderton getting another corner here as they quickly reverse fields after that shot attempt. But you see, maybe with Jillian there putting a shot on net, it could show some squeaks in that Souderton defense. See if they're able to expose it later in the game as Souderton gets ready for this corner.
Winds up, fires. Courtney Kenna shot just to the left. A dribbler will just miss the back of the net. And the circle, as the Indians almost able to come away with a 3-0 lead. This one will be unsuccessful, so both teams will go right from a Jillian Lampetok goal taken away due to a missed call in front of the net, a miscue from the Knights. Almost a goal there for the Indians to tack in the nail in the hammer, as I mentioned, on this Knights comeback. However, both teams will prove unsuccessful, but the Indians will be able to squeak away with a goal here in front of the net. The connection from the Sea of Red on hot pursuit on the Knights defense, and Stowell in net. It's Souderton coming out with another goal, another rebound, and quick shot in front of the net. Unable to be seen from up here, but the Indians with a 3-0 lead. As we can probably assume Courtney Kenna, who was in much of that mix in front of the net once again, perhaps possibly came up with her second goal of the night. But with nothing to do, rather, it will be a 3-0 lead for the Indians, as it will be the Knights now in very much catch-up mode, trying to catch up on the tails of the Indians with a 3-0 lead here at 18 minutes and 27 seconds on our second set of action.
Definitely a way to cap off the night so far into the second half of the Sea of Red. Souderton looks, they always have the numbers whenever they're in the circle or pushing downfield. They're always the ones that have more players down, have more players with the ball. And North Penn always struggling to recover as the ball in the circle, tight. Looks like we're a corner for Souderton.
Once again, the Indians were getting something cooking there right in front of the net. Stowell was just the only one in front, defending that back of the net, something you need the defense to step up in that matter if you're a North Penn Knight trying to lock down and prevent a 4-0 lead for the Indians in this match. Kate Martin was the one looking to try and punch in that ticket and goal for the Indians. However, right now it will be still in favor of the Souderton Indians, as they'll get a corner attempt here.
Definitely hard to put too much blame on Mallory. She doesn't have too much help from her defense. As the high ball looking like here, going to give North Penn the ball back. Good for them. Get that ball out of the corner. See if they can push it upfield. See if they can break out of this deficit from the 3-0 game here at the 17-minute mark of the second half.
That last shot just lifted into the air. Immediately a whistle will blow as Anna Gwazinski looked to try and staple in her second goal on the night. However, that shot will go out of bounds, and due to being in the air, will be whistled down as a dead ball, and the Knights will take over, but unable to dig themselves out of their own end of the turf. The Indians will prevail with possession and be on the attack once again. And a pass there from right in front of the net as it looked to be number 10 connecting with number 2. That's number 10, Autumn Hunter, on your far side of the screen with the forehand delivery. Fed over to number 2, Courtney Kenna, already with a goal tonight, tallying up 1, looking for her second one there. However, this shot will be a line drive just to the left of the back of the net, just missing the post. And the Knights will get out of there, still trailing 3-0, but luckily avoiding that 4th goal in the Knights, or rather in the Indians' favor.
You see why the Souderton Indians are one of the top teams in the conference. They've got the chemistry and they're able to hit each other on those passes on very well timing. North Penn's struggling to stop it, and it's getting real trouble when you're in the circle there, real close to the net. You got to be careful. Can't be putting too much pressure on Mally. She's definitely being hurt with the defenders being slow off the ball and the hard shots from the Indians.
A line drive pass unsuccessful as breaking that up in front of the net. The pass intended for number 6, Riley Niz, will be broken up by number 33 of the Knights, Megan Albert. And the Knights will take over possession. Jillian Lampetok across midfield. As correction, that's number 9, Baylin Detweiler. And the Indians will hold on to possession. Kenna on pursuit once again with 1 defender. 2, now 3. She'll get this pass fed through the Knights' defense. And it will be Kenna, Courtney Kenna, fed across the center, unable to come up and find an answer. A solution was not there for the Indians, and North Penn will prevail with possession. The defense winning that battle, they'll now turn it into offense. Fed upfield, this pass from number 9, Baylin Detweiler, intended for number 21, Eleni Contrabus. However, this pass broken up, intercepted by the Indians, and they'll go right back downfield for a Souderton charge once again.
These North Penn defenders are getting tired. This time of possession from Souderton, almost holding it the whole entire half, is really hurting North Penn. And with about halfway through here in the second half, North Penn's looking to get some energy, but with the defenders being tired, they need to put the ball on the offensive side and get some more shots on net.
On your far side of the screen, coming out with possession, Albert will dribble around 1 Indian on their own end of the turf of North Penn. This pass broken up, as possession will be traded back and forth as a stick fight will break out. Who will come up with it? It will be the Knights. Continuing the pursuit. Lampetok will then get it out of there. Fed up. Number 21 of the Knights, Eleni Contrabis. This will be broken up by Kenna as the Indians at midfield have put up what we could call a brick wall at the NP logo, where North Penn hasn't quite gone across midfield. And Tegan Farina, only 2 shots on her tonight. The lone man on your far right side of your screen here at the turf. She hasn't had any action in the second half.
Yeah, it makes it just so much harder on North Penn when you got all these shots on net. What's the Souderton goalie, Tina? She's barely seen any shots. She's barely seen any action as the ball has barely even come from the circle. As North Penn struggles to get past the halfway mark, as the Souderton Indians really are putting up a brick wall.
This ball will be hit off the ankle and foot of number 2, Courtney Kenna. And North Penn will prove successful and will hold on to possession. Stepping up and intercepting that, almost ready to lay her out. Anna Gwazinski will break up that, taking the ball away from number 21, Contrabus. And as for the Indians, this pass intended on your far side of the screen, along the sidelines and the benches, will go out of bounds.
North Penn here able to push the ball upfield as they're not in their own half. See what they can do. They're trying to play a little Souderton style here up on the sidelines. Maybe to space out the defense. Passes become a little easier to get through the middle as they're swinging around from one sideline to the other as the ball comes loose from Deborah Kim.
The ball will roll into the crowd, a souvenir to the home crowd along your close side of your screen here at North Penn's Turf Stadium, as Deborahkin unable to come up with the connection there from the pass, the chip shot fed from Alex Fine. However, they'll hold on to possession and work their best attack so far in this second half. With a 3-0 trail and deficit, it will be the Knights trying to get an answer, no shot on, as the Indians will step up and lock it down in front of the net. The defense proving successful, and the Knights will come up with no change.
You've seen the small and mighty Erin O'Donnell swinging across the field. She's really playing well, and see if she can help North Penn score the first goal of the night.
Lampatak, correction, number 22, Ali Hoffman will feed it back as the Knights will get set to reset. In front, dribbling out, using the body, number 9 will lock it down. Angie Borsall will get the ball and body out the initial Knight on the attack. Number 19, Katie Blanche.
Knights are definitely getting some help here with the ball staying on the Souderton side, with getting those calls whenever the ball goes out of bounds or there's a penalty. As you see it again, North Penn winning it again. This could help them keeping the time possession and keeping the defenders on their feet. Souderton may get tired, as North Penn was earlier in the half.
Fatigue is definitely something you'll see set in, as especially the rivalry will kind of ramp up, the chitter chatter and the smack talk down on the turf. However, the Indians, nothing much to say besides the scoreboard, as a 3-0 lead will be in favor of the Indians visiting North Penn's Turf Stadium tonight, and a 3-0 lead here with 11 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock will be the score here in favor of the Souderton Indians.
Yeah, we'll see whether Souderton's able to prevail and dig deep and find some energy to keep it down, as Alex Fine is putting the stick up high and wins the ball.
Batting it out of the air, such as a wide receiver with the reach, she'll be able to come up with the ball and knock that down. However, the Indians once again holding possession, intercepted there by Deborah Kim. Kim of the Knights will be able to force the ball away, and the Knights will hold on to possession. Here's number 19 on hot pursuit, showing off the quick footwork as she'll dish it across Katie Blanche before the Indians will take over along your close side of your screen, along the sidelines. This pass fed up for Kenna. Broken up, batted away, as number 33, Albert, with the defensive pressure once again for the Knights. Here comes O'Donnell. She'll chip it by one defender. Look to get it by a second. However, the Indians able to lock it down. Great defensive pressure from Borsall will be successful, and the Indians will scatter away once again, breaking up a North Penn offensive attack.
You see a little more pushes from North Penn getting up into Souderton's field as this reversed the other way.
Tic-tac-toe connection.
Souderton gets right upfield with a long pass. Somehow it got through.
Flip-flopping possession and on sides of the field very quickly. The Indians, top team tonight. As the score will definitely prove that fact. A tic-tac-toe pass will be, however, be whistled away as a dead ball, and the Knights will hold on to possession, scurrying away that offensive attack of the Knights, of the Indians rather, and Souderton will continue the hot pursuit. This time they're pushing across midfield. They're now standing. Here's Kenna with an attack once again. She'll spin around. She'll find enough space. Looking to get a shot off in front of the net before the Knights will swarm her and gobble up that ball, taking away the attack. As it is Courtney Kenna continuing to bring the pressure for the Souderton offense. The Knights just able to answer in time. However, the Indians with another corner attempt here.
First half, the Knights defenders played very well, using their body and hustle to keep the ball in front of them, keep it away from the net. Let's see if this corner kick coming up just under the 9-minute mark here in the second half. If they can stop and prevail from the Indians scoring any more goals, already down a big deficit of 3-0.
The corner will be sent in, winding up and firing. It will be Courtney Kenna once again. She already has one goal tallied up tonight. The Indians able to come up with it. The defense of the Knights unable to hold on to possession. Fed in front, Kenna will pick up the pass connection, unable to get a shot away, and it looked to be an Indian getting contact, perhaps getting a foot on the ball, and North Penn will be able to get a sigh of relief and take over possession, getting away. The Knights shooting themselves in the foot once again with those close connections in the second half, but the score, however, would contradict my statement. with a 3-0 lead still in favor of the Souderton Indians tonight.
Yeah, you can see some of these mental errors catching up. Also, there's some connection, but you got to have everything click on the right time to score against this tough Souderton defense. I mean, they're able to quickly turn their defense into offense, and with Keena sisters, it gets real tough on them as they pick off yet another pass.
The interception will be successful for the Indians and continue to feed it up before it. The North Penn Knights will take an interception on their own and control possession. The connection up to number 21, Aleni Contrubis, will feed it up. And here come the Knights on hot pursuit. Sierra G will show off the footwork and the hustle as this shot will be sent well wide of the net. But a little bit of miscommunication here from the net. The referees and the officials tonight will meet up with Gwendzinski.
Tough pass there. Surprised CRG was able to get in there. Even gets it stuck on the ball just wide of the net. See if that is able to replicate itself, but put it into the goal this time.
With a boost of speed like a linebacker, Sierra G came in a hot pursuit for that ball. However, unable to come up with it and be successful were the Knights. But right back at it, they'll follow up that initial attack with a second one. This one in front of the net. Sierra G on your far side on the left post. Unable to get that final shot as the ball trickled just across with an open left side of the net. G unable to finish it and tap it home as the Indians will prevail and hold on to the shutout. 3-0, they still lead with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in our matchup tonight.
The Knights saw the opportunity there, and you can see on Jillian Lampetok's body that she was disappointed when they weren't even to find the net and score the first goal of the night. As one of the Keena sisters pushing up, number 2, Courtney Keena, looking to see if they can tack on another.
Reversing the quick attacks, it will now be Souderton working up an attack of their own as they'll cook it up. But however, this pass will be intercepted in front of the net for the Knights, and a stoppage of play will give Indians a chance to regroup before this pass intended for number 9, just about at midfield of the Indians. Borisel will be intercepted, and the Knights will take away possession and work up their own attack. As with 5 minutes and 50 seconds, what do the Knights need to do to try and work up this comeback? Not many shots, quite really only one real offensive opportunity we've seen in this second half of action. What needs to change if the Knights want to come out and try and force this at least in the overtime with a 3-0 deficit?
I mean, the only way they've got the ball up is through timely passes off of the stops on defense, and they really need to get that ball off of defense and push it up quick as they can. You saw earlier, Jen Lampetok and Sierra G, 2 very fast players. If they can get the ball upfield quickly, they would have a chance to score another goal.
2 seniors and leaders on this squad. That's Jillian Lampetok and Sierra G trying to build up the spark for the Knights. However, as for the Indians, they will find another solution and just squash that away. Any hope of a North Penn comeback and offensive attack in this one tonight. As we stand at 5 minutes, 3-0, the Indians lead. And North Penn will give up another trade of possessions with an interception there taken away by number 12 of the Indians, Kylie Norbeck.
Something to notice here is Souderton looks like they're easing off the gas pedal a little bit. North Penn still playing hard, still hustling, trying to do whatever they can. Even down 3-0 deficit, does not look like they're stopping. It's a great thing to see from your team. Even how this outcome might not be in the best of favor later in the season, good hustle and everything will help them down the line.
Lampetok will lower the shoulder and put the body on that as that chip shot was able to be chipped away. However, the official will see that as a violation, and a stoppage of play will go in favor, giving the possession and the ball back over to the Indians as this cross-turf connection unsuccessful for Souderton. And the Knights lift pass will find number 19 on your close side of the screen, Katie Blanche, before the Indians sniffing it out once again will squash away that attempt, bat it away, and take over possession.
Yeah, you see a ball turned here in North Penn's favor. Jillian passing off to Deborah. Deborah looking to push it up. As the whistle's saying they have to come bring it back. As Alex Fine, the defender, looks like if she could find a pass for her teammate.
A lift pass swatted and brought down right in front of her. Riley Niz with the block and interception for the Indians. As Courtney Kenna will be on hot pursuit on your close side of the screen before getting tripped up by the initial defender, being number 13, Alex Fine. The Indians will hold on to it and work their way in the corner.
Courtney's the person you don't want to have the ball later in the game. She's able to score from anywhere, any angle. But you see North Penn pushing up. It's Jillian Lampetok using her speed to push it upfield for the Knights' attack.
Finds feed to Lampetok. Will now get set as a muff shot there, just hitting the turf before the ball. were able to squash away that initial pass attempt. Kim will take a whiff, and this ball will dribble out of bounds. Another souvenir for the crowd tonight, the home crowd here at North Penn's Turf Stadium. A packed house here at the Turf Stadium for this crosstown rivalry game. A District 1 AAA Conference matchup as the visiting Souderton Indians against the North Penn Knights hosting the Indians tonight. As with a stoppage of play, a card will get brought out. Lampetok with the charge trip. And it looks like the Indians will not only win with possession, but also take a key member of the Knights roster tonight.
That's definitely a tough loss there, Eric. Jillian, a leader on the field. Very good player. Not really sure what happened there, but looks like it's going to be hard for North Penn to come victorious without one of their key players on the field. As a little muff up. And a second player, number 21, Josie Doherty, also getting carded. Not really sure what happened there, but you hear from the students and the fans that they're not happy about it, unsure why these are being called such late in the game with such risky actions.
Eleni Contrubis will be charged with the heading to the sidelines, as it will be Jillian Lampetok and Eleni Contrubis, two names we have mentioned plenty tonight for North Penn's side of the turf. Souderton will prevail not only with possession, but also take two of those key names off the field in the rest of tonight's matchup. A 3-0 lead, however, it looks to be enough to do it here with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left on our matchup and action tonight at the Turf Stadium.
Yeah, you can see North Penn getting very tired, grasping on to anything for hope, but it seems tough here with 2 minutes to go left in the second half. They come victorious as the strong and fearful Souderton Indians look to come victorious here as the time winds down. Deborah Kim's still fighting hard. One player you can definitely respect is no matter what the score, she's given a tough fight all by herself against the Souderton Indians, against number 12, Kylie Norbeck.
On the hot pursuit, it will be number 5, O'Donnell, with the charge for the Knights, trying to get one last shot on net here and trying to put up a point on the scoreboard here in the Knights' favor, trailing 3-0 on their home turf tonight. Deborah Kim will show off the stick work. She'll get it into O'Donnell in the circle. She'll dribble around one defender, a second one, before the Indians will prevail and able to squash away, sending that ball back upfield. Courtney Kenna on pursuit once again.
Last minute winds down here, and you hear a whistle on the field in Souderton's favor, as it was again scariest. The menace, Courtney Kenna, we're coming downfield. She is dangerous, and she can score goals no matter what point of the game. As the Souderton look to hold up the victory in the final seconds.
With 45 seconds, and the clock will continue to wind, as the Knights will just dish this out of their own end of the turf here, as the Indians will get set to wrap up this game with 35 seconds and ticking on the clock. A 3-0 lead will definitely wrap up this matchup tonight, as the Indians, a top team we knew, the Knights were expecting a very close battle, quite underdogs for the North Penn Knights tonight after falling to them earlier on in the 2019 season. This time they will also fall to them as well. This time a final score of 3-0. What did you see the Knights have to step up against a top team like this that they were unable to do?
I mean, the Knights were able to put some shots on the board in the first half, but in the second half there were mental errors that the Indians were quick to pick up on. And even though they may not have scored as many goals in the first half as the second, they were able to pick up on those mental goals, hold the time possession as the final seconds wound down in the North Penn versus Souderton matchup here on North Penn's Turf Stadium.
So 3 goals from the Indians tonight, all D1 commits, as it was 2 goals from Courtney Kenna picking up picking up the load of the Indians offense tonight. 2 goals from the senior, followed up by number 4, Anna Gwadzinski, scoring the second goal to wrap up that first half of action. Those were the offensive points on the board tonight, and the Indians will walk out of the North Penn Turf Stadium as visitors and with a 3-0 victory over the North Penn Knights. The Knights will now get set to host Conestoga Friday night at 5:15 right here at North Penn's Turf Stadium once again, as that will wrap up our coverage tonight on North Penn Television right here at the North Penn Turf Stadium. One more time, the Indians will walk away 3-0 victorious over the Knights. As for one last time, I'm Eric Jesberger alongside Spencer Halbau, and for our coverage crew tonight, doing a great job covering all the action, I'm Eric Jesberger. Thanks for watching, and have a good night, everybody.